Hi there, Working Homeschool Moms. This is Charlotte from Charlotte Jones 24/7 and My Little Homeschool. And this is episode number 91 of the Strike a Balance podcast for Working Homeschool Moms. And today's episode came about because of a question I was asked on my Facebook group, and that is how to be more present as a working homeschool mom. And I totally get this. When you're a working homeschool mom, you feel like you're being pulled into a million different directions, and it can be very easy to kind of just live on autopilot. So being present is so important in your life, I think for all humans, but obviously we're working homeschool moms. So today's episode is all about how you can be more present in your working homeschool mom life. But before we get to the episode, I'd be ever so grateful if you could rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. It just means that more working homeschool moms can find it. And in that way, we can build this beautiful working homeschool mom community together. Thank you so much and enjoy the episode. Hi there and welcome to the Strike a Balance podcast for working homeschool moms. This is Charlotte Jones. I'm your host and I am a podcaster, a speaker, a writer, and a homeschooling coach specifically for working homeschool moms. I've been homeschooling my neurodivergent twin boys since 2017, and I've been a working homeschool mom since 2017. So I know it can feel really overwhelming to keep all the balls in the air all the time. So each week I chat about tips and strategies for being a happy and thriving working homeschool mom. I cover things like time management, homeschooling, mindset, and lots of other juicy topics like that. I also speak to awesome and inspiring women who manage to juggle homeschooling and work successfully and find out what their secrets are. And I also welcome experts who can help you on your working homeschool mom journey. I have lots of ways to support you, so be sure to check them out in the show notes. You can download my time audit as your first step to managing your time better. I have a Facebook group for working homeschool moms that you can join as well. And be sure to sign up to my newsletter for weekly updates. And if you need additional support, you can join the WHM Collective, which is a supportive community of working homeschool moms where we delve deeper into topics that are going to help you thrive as a working homeschool mom. Or if you need one-to-one support, be sure to book in a session with me. I'm so excited for you to be here, and I know you'll get so much value out of this episode. So let's get started. Working homeschool mom, I know how overwhelming it can be to choose a math curriculum for your homeschool. That's why I'd like to tell you about the online math curriculum we've been using for years, ctcmath.com. As far as math curriculums go, it has loads of great features that solve lots of the math issues we've had, and I know a lot of homeschooling families have. Here are just a few of the many features that we really like. Questions are adaptive, which means the interactive questions change in difficulty depending on the student's ability. The program uses a smart algorithm that tracks the student's progress and delivers questions based on their exact needs. The student doesn't even know this is happening, helping them to build confidence and master math concepts. Concepts are delivered through video tutorials and summaries which are clear, complete, and easy to follow. It's like having your very own teacher. This ensures your children understand something before they're asked to practice it. And then for us parents, CTC Math has extensive reports which are so valuable in monitoring your child's progress and spotting any gaps. And they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee if this curriculum is not for you and your family. CTC will provide a full refund, no questions asked. But I think the most important thing is a whole lot less stress when it's math time for both parents and kids. You get to outsource math with confidence, and your kids get a fantastic tailor-made program that makes learning and mastering math enjoyable and positive. Visit CTC Math today to start your free trial. CTC Math is also offering you, listener, an amazing special. When you go to ctcmath.com/MLH, you can get a half price discount plus a bonus 6 months for free. That's ctcmath.com/MLH. So let's talk about how to be present as a stressed working homeschool mom. It's so easy to feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions as a working homeschool mom. You might feel like you want to be present, but that it's totally impossible, that there are lots of people who want attention from you or time from you or energy from you. And I hear you. Being present when there's so much going on can be hard. And I've been there. But I want to tell you that it's also possible to be present, and I want to show you how with a few tips. You can start by being present with meditation and mindfulness. One tried and tested way to be more present is meditation and mindfulness. This applies to every human being, no matter what the circumstances of their life. But I know from experience that it does loads for working homeschool moms. According to Headspace, these two activities are the first step to being more present. They help us to learn to be comfortable with our emotions, good and bad, and we stop trying to run from things by living on autopilot or stuffing our schedules full of activities. And eventually, with practice, we feel more comfortable moving on from challenging emotions as well and getting used to being still. As Andy Puddicombe, who is the founder of Headspace, says, the biggest gift we can give ourselves is the gift of being present, engaged with life, connected with each other, listening with kindness, staying open-minded, free from judgment. The WHM Collective is a monthly membership on Patreon that was created with you in mind, working homeschool mom. If you're just starting out on your journey, or if you're finding it difficult to find your groove, then the WHM Collective is definitely the membership for you. Each month, we delve into topics that are going to help you thrive as a working homeschool mom, such as homeschooling, schedules, time management, and lots of other juicy topics. I know how busy life is for you, working homeschool mom, and I know how complicated life is too. So that's why this membership is super simple. Each month, there's one live workshop, one ebook, and one session of office hours where you can have your questions answered in real time. In addition, you'll get one free coaching session per membership and an added bonus of having access to all past content, which you can work through in your own time. So if you're feeling like you need some additional support as a working homeschool mom, then I really hope that you will consider joining the WHM Collective, because I know that it will help you so much to find clarity and to move forward in your working homeschool mom life. So the next tip I have is to do one thing at a time. So on a more practical level, only doing one thing at a time is a great way to be more present in what you're doing. Multitasking may feel necessary at times, but it doesn't work according to science. I read a statistic that said only 2.5% of the world's population can actually multitask effectively. If you are in that 2.5%, great. But if you're not, then listen up. When you give all your attention to one task, you will get it done faster and easier. And as you get used to working like this, you'll see that you can cut the time it takes to do things significantly as well. Now, as with any new habit, it might not be easy right away because you might have been multitasking your whole life. I remember back in the day, multitasking was cool. So if that is the case, then it might be quite hard to break this habit. So here's my strategy for learning to monotask. So first of all, the biggest thing to do, and probably the easiest, is to get rid of distractions like your phone. And you'll need to set boundaries as well, but I'll talk about boundaries in a little bit. And then start slowly and really small. Start with 5 minutes and then build up as you feel more comfortable, as you get used to working in this way. And don't beat yourself up if you can't get it right immediately. Like I said, this might be a very deeply ingrained habit that you're trying to break. So it might take some time and some practice and feeling uncomfortable. And then practice until it feels natural. The next tip I have is to block your schedule. Block scheduling is a fantastic way to use your schedule to be more present. So you can harness a structured but flexible way to manage your time better. And when you manage your time better, you're able to have a schedule that's more realistic. In that way, you can be more present as well in the things that you choose to do. So block scheduling is easy to do. You simply allocate blocks of time to a certain task, such as work, emails, homeschooling, etc., and then do as much as you can within the given period. The trick to making block scheduling effective is to be okay with letting some tasks loop so that they can be done later or the next day or whenever. That being said, eventually figuring out how long it actually takes you to do something so that you can set realistic blocks of time. You know, I always talk about a time audit. A time audit is a great way to do that. Or you can literally just time how long it takes you to do something. And as with anything related to time management and schedules, test and tweak regularly as you go through different seasons, as things change in your life, because no schedule is ever set in stone and no schedule will always be effective because the circumstances around you are going to change. And as you get more in tune with yourself, you'll figure out how much time you can concentrate on something. So it might also depend on the type of task, how much brain power, energy it needs, and when your particular energetic periods are during the day. So you can play around with these factors until you find the right combination of time and task so that you can do your tasks the most effectively. So as I said above, you need to get rid of distractions, and you also need to set boundaries around your time, because there's no way you're going to be present if people are interrupting you, calling you, asking you for things when you're trying to be present in the moment. So if you know me, you know that there's always mindset work involved, and being present in your life is no exception. So you might have figured out how to do everything or how long it takes you to do something, when your energetic times are, things like that, so that you are one step closer to being present. But I can guarantee that you are not living in a cave, and that there are people around you who want to make claims on your time, claims on your energy, claims on your attention. So setting boundaries is a must if you want to have complete control over how you spend your time and energy. And this is something I often get asked about, so I want to lay it out for you here. Let's start with setting boundaries with your kids. So this is probably one of the toughest boundaries to set. Mom guilt can so easily come into play when you feel like you're taking time away from your kids. But if you're a working homeschool mom, you're probably going to really need to set these boundaries with your kids. So here are some tips to maybe make it a little bit easier. Start setting boundaries, maybe even just small boundaries, when they are small. It means that they're going to grow up feeling like boundaries are normal and boundaries are okay. And then when you're with them, give them your full attention, because this will help them to feel like you have time and attention for them. And then when you need to work or do something else, they won't feel so deprived. And allow them to set their own boundaries. This is so important, and you have to respect them as well. Some boundaries might sound really cute or funny, but it's important that kids realize that the boundaries that they set are as important as the boundaries that you set. And then be super clear about the boundaries so that your kids know exactly what is expected of them. Lay them out in detail and stick to them. For example, I tell my kids, when the door is closed and locked, I'm busy, I'm recording, or I'm teaching, and it means that they cannot come to the door or knock on the door. And then I tell them the time when I'm done, and then I can be with them. So it really helps them to respect my boundary when they know exactly what it is. And obviously, you'll need to be setting boundaries with other people as well. So this is also not easy. For example, family relationships can come with a lot of baggage that might make it hard to say no. But if you want people to respect you and your time, and if you want to be able to have complete control over how you spend your time and be present and not be distracted, you need to learn to say no without feeling bad or like you're being a horrible person. So I've got a few more tips here. So be really clear about what's really important to you. Then you can be decisive when somebody wants to ask you for something and it's not aligned with your values, or it's going to take away from your time and your energy. And in the same way, you need to be super clear about the actual boundary and what it looks like when this boundary is crossed. Once again, it will make it easier to let someone know that they're overstepped it if you know exactly what that boundary looks like. And don't go back on a boundary if you're really serious about it, because people won't believe that it's real and will start overstepping it very, very soon. So when you feel really confident about your boundaries, you'll be able to have full control over your time. You won't feel resentful or like you're doing things that are not aligned or like you're being pulled in a million directions. And it'll make it so much easier to be present in the present moment because you are deciding how to spend that moment. So just a few final thoughts on how to be present. Being present is the best way to enjoy your life. It means that you're fully engaged in everything that you do and can be clear about what brings you joy. At the same time, it will also help you to find areas that need change and give you the space to do so. None of this is possible when you're hurtling through your life at breakneck speed. But as I said before, it might not be easy right away. It's going to take commitment and practice from your side, and maybe also facing some difficult or uncomfortable feelings. But I promise you that it'll be worth the effort. You'll be able to craft a life that lights you up and to fully appreciate and experience every moment in that life. As always, if you're having difficulties feeling present, if you feel like you're being pulled in lots of directions, if you feel like things are not aligned, if you feel like you're not sure about your values and your goals, please reach out. These are things I would love to help you with. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Please let me know what your greatest takeaway was. You can reach out to me on Instagram at charlottejones247 or on my website at mylittlehomeschool.com, or you could even drop me an email at hello@mylittlehomeschool.com. I'd be ever so grateful if you could rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. It will help spread the news about being a working homeschool mom, and in that way we can build this wonderful, supportive community together. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, take care.